Hey everybody, Timmy Flyers guy here, and I decided to do this vlog. I decided to do this vlog on the week before my birthday. Yeah, I'm not saying my birthday this week, but I'm doing a week before my birthday vlog, and that's what this is going to be called. So I wanted to come on here and talk about some of the birthdays I've had in the past. To my childhood birthdays. I'm sure you've probably heard me talk about my childhood birthdays before, but I want to talk about, before I talk about anything, I'm going to pause. Let me see if it lets me. Alright. I'm going to pause the sound on here. The music on. Okay, now. So I want to come on here and talk about my childhood birthdays, but then also talk about some other stuff as well. Right now, my mom and my sister, they decorated the tree. And my cat has been laying under the tree. He hasn't really, I think he did try to mess with the decorations once, I'm not sure, but the tree's already decorated. Soon my room will be decorated for Christmas, because that was a tradition that I started every year, where I decorated my room is decorated. So I'm pretty much getting ready for the holidays. Still can't believe how fast. And yeah, I'm gonna say this. I say this every year. I still can't believe how fast this year has been going. And it's just so it's like you blink and then the summer's over. It's like I feel like I was at my Uncle Joe's maybe a birthday party, and then when I blinked, it's already December. It's crazy, you know. It's crazy. Well, today is November 30th. I'll be recording this on November 30th, which will be today, and then the video will come out tomorrow on Monday. So I'm really excited about that. To bring us out on Monday. Also, the Flyers. What a road trip they had. What a road trip they had. And I know that the video I did, where I really sounded off to people in the video I did. After the Flyers lost on Wednesday, all I saw was fans just saying all kinds of stuff about this team. Saying that it felt like I saw a fan base completely giving up on their hockey team. And I had to call people out. I legit had to call people out. And I had to do it. And I wasn't doing it to be mean. I wasn't doing it to hurt anybody. I was doing it because I care about my hockey team. I want to see them do well. And a lot of people have been, there's been a lot, so I'm grateful Flyers fans. And I had to say what I had to say. Sometimes when you're a fan, your fan base feels like giving up. You have to light that fire. You have to be that spark that gets the fan base going. And that's exactly what I did. I had to get this fan base going. And sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. You gotta take matters into your own hands. And that's exactly what I did. I had to make a statement. And it wasn't meant to hurt anybody. It was to show people to be grateful for their team because, listen, 2020 really screwed us when we were in the playoffs. We had playoffs, but the whole fan experience got taken away from us in 2020 because of the pandemic. And then when 2021 happened, it was some of the worst. It was one of the worst seasons of all time. Season after that, 2021, 2022 was even worse. And the season after that, 2022, 2023, was somewhat okay in the beginning, but it really started to go downhill in that season. Shortly after that, got into 2022, 2023 season, and things started to get better. The 2023, 2024 season, and things started to get better. Flyers had a good winning record that season. This year looks like a really good season. A very fun team to watch. Trevor Zegras, fun to watch Reshab. He struggled in the beginning of the season, but I really think that he is starting to find his way as a hockey player. So that's good. Flyers got a game coming up on Monday. Well, if I'm posting this on Monday, let's say that's tonight. They got a game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. What an epic end to the Flyers road trip. First, didn't go well. It didn't go well because the Flyers were beaten by Tampa Bay Lightning. I had to go on YouTube. I had to really rip into the fan base, and I had to make a statement. And I wasn't doing it to be malicious. I was doing it to motivate everyone. And that's what I like to do. I like to try to motivate people. And that's why I have YouTube. I don't do YouTube for money. I do it to inspire and motivate people. And I like doing that because reaching people is one of the best payments you can get. Because money isn't everything. The fact that you go out there every day and you try to inspire people, that's good enough for me. I don't need money. I don't need to make an income on YouTube videos. I do this for fun. And I do this because I like doing it. And I'm honest about what I do. Now, I had to say the things that I had to say because people need to be grateful for what they have. They need to be grateful that they have a team. And be grateful that this hockey team, this organization, Danny Briere, general manager, helped this team get out of those nightmare seasons when Chuck Fletcher was in charge of his team. Chuck Fletcher absolutely made this team look bad. And we had to get rid of him. Chuck Fletcher was the dead weight that we needed to get rid of. And people should be grateful that we got rid of a guy like Chuck Fletcher. He was a scam artist. He was a fraud. And he was one of the worst Flyers GMs we ever had. And all of us should be grateful that Chuck Fletcher is gone. Because that guy, he was an asshole. The fact is, he had a chance to sign one of the best hockey players in the league. And did he do it? No. Because he's a sheep ass. And his excuse was, Oh, this flyer seems not good enough to make trades. Well, it doesn't matter if you're good enough or not. If a certain team needs a certain player, they'll trade somebody for him. He was a terrible general manager when Danny Briere came in. Things got better for this team. And everyone should be grateful that a guy like Danny Briere was our GM because he cared about this team. He cared about the fans, and he wanted this team to do well. And that's all I gotta say about that. Now, let's get into my birthdays in the past. Um, I am 1 week. I got 1 week until my birthday. My birthday will be next Monday, December 8th. I will be officially 39 years old. Next year I will be 40 years old. And a lot of people are saying, a lot of people worry about their birthdays. They worry about the changing of their age. They worry about that a lot. And honestly, I see birthdays as a new chapter. Once you get older, it's a new chapter of your life. And that's how I see it. I see it as a new chapter in life. I don't see it as me getting older or me worrying about getting older because that's all part of growing up. That's all part of life. You get older, you get young, you get older, and that's part of life. And I don't see that as, oh, I'm too old. Oh, I can't do this. I'm too old. I see it as a new chapter in life. Something that I can look forward to. It's something that has new beginnings and something that has a whole new year for me. And that's what I see as my birthday. I see it as a new chapter, a new part of my story. And that's just how I feel about my birthday coming up. Don't really know what we're doing this year. Not really sure what we're doing, but whatever it is, I am grateful that I will be another year older, and I'm grateful that I'll be 30. A new chapter in my life at age 39. So I'm grateful for that. And when I was a kid, there are a lot of birthdays that I remember. Not just as a kid, but in my adolescence and my teenage years as well. One birthday I remember is I think my 7th birthday, and I was at my grandma's house, and for some reason, my parents dropped me off at my grandma's house. I didn't know what they were doing, but they said that they were going shopping somewhere, and I was going to stay with my grandma for a little bit. So my grandma told me, "Hey, why don't we go to Burger King, or something? How about that?" And I'm like, "Sure, I don't mind." So we drive there, and I see a bunch of cars in the parking lot. And as a kid, I didn't think nothing of it because maybe they were packed that day. So my grandma, she walks me into the Burger Kingdom, and I'm like, "This is Burger King?" She said, "Yeah, this is Burger King." So we walk in, and all of a sudden everybody just yells, "Surprise!" And I go in, I'm really surprised, because it's a Burger Kingdom. And when we got there, I opened up my gifts. One of the gifts I got was Mr. Bucket. Now this was around, I think, 92. And that year, I got Mr. Bucket for my birthday that year. I also got one of those hockey, electronic hockey things. It was like I forget what it's called, but this stick had it was a green stick, and it was like this hockey game that you would play. I forget what you call it. Forget what else I got that you will remember. At Burger Kingdom, we ended up eating like Burger King burgers, and I think we had some French fries too. I'm not really sure. I forget. We had everybody else saying happy birthday, and it was one of the biggest birthdays I've ever had in my life. And not just that, then there was my 8th birthday. Wait. Actually, yeah, 92. So I actually listed it. The birthday at Burger Kingdom was my 6th birthday. Don't remember much about my 7th birthday, but what I do remember is I got like a couple of those handheld games for my birthday, I think. I remember getting like Sonic 2 or something. And it was like 92. It was like 93. And I remember getting one of those handheld Sonic the Hedgehog games for my birthday. And many different things as well. So my 7th birthday was actually a pretty nice birthday as well. It was a nice family gathering, I think. I remember having some people over. And we all just hung out that day. My 8th birthday, it was in December 8th of 1994. It was officially my 8th birthday. And that year we had kind of a small gathering. Couple of friends, my cousins were there. It was my 8th birthday. And that year I remember I got tons of Power Ranger stuff for my birthday that year because I was a huge Power Rangers fan, but I was a Power Rangers fan late. I came late into the Power Rangers. I came into Power Rangers really late, a year after the show premiered. The show premiered in '93, but I became a fan of the Power Rangers in 1994. And during this time, the Power Rangers were in their second season. In the summer of 1994, they premiered Prime Time Power Rangers, and it was the premiere of season 2. They would show 3 episodes of season 1, of season 2, and season 2, and I remember one of the episodes, and it was to be continued. And I had to wait until September to see the new episode, to see the new Thunder Swords that they were supposed to be getting. And I gotta tell you, season 2 was epic. I enjoyed season 2. Season 1 was good, a lot of great episodes, but when season 2 came out, and those Thunder Swords were seen on TV, I went nuts for Power Rangers. I was excited for season 2. And let me tell you, I was excited for season 2 because season 2 was a great season. So many great episodes, so many great scenarios, such a great season because it was the season that brought us that brought us the White Ranger. The Green Ranger was awesome. But I was excited. Even though a lot of people didn't like the White Ranger, I was excited because it was a new season of new beginnings for the Power Rangers. And it was December 8th, 1994, my 8th birthday, and I got a bunch of Power Rangers stuff for my birthday. A lot of the toys. I got a lot of the action figures. I got a lot of the Power Rangers. I got those little flip action figures where you can flip the helmets off and you can see the real person, like the Power Rangers. So let's say you have the Green Ranger, you have the White Ranger. You flip them and you get the characters that were in the show. And to me, I thought that was pretty cool. And I also got some of the monsters. I remember getting Eye, the Punchy Pig, Bumblebee, and I also got the Power Rangers. Hold on a second. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second, folks. Okay, and I remember getting the Tiger Electronics Power Rangers handheld game for my birthday as well. It was a good birthday. My friends from, a couple of my friends from Longhurst Middle School came over. And we all just hung out. It's a really good time. I really enjoyed it. It's a really good birthday. And I also cannot forget about my iPhone. By the way, I have about 30 minutes left on this video, and so I'll be coming back with another part to this video. So, if I lose you on this video, I'll be back. So I also remember my 9th birthday. It was December 8th, 1995. And that year, I was turning 9 years old. And that year I was excited about my birthday. The one thing I wasn't excited about that day was my dentist appointment. I could not stand going to the dentist. As a kid, I hated it. When I got older, I still hated it. And I don't have nothing against dentists. I just don't like going to the dentist. Just that smell. That dentist office smell. Once it hits you, you get PTSD. Or just the smell of the dentist's office. And I had to go to the dentist that day. So I went to school that day. Because after school, I have to go to the dentist. I think I might have gotten out a little early that day. Because I had to go to the dentist. So I was in class that day. One of my friends gave me one of his remote control toy shops in Leicester. And that day we were all just hanging out, learning about math, history, and all the basics. And back then I liked school. I enjoyed going because it was a good way to hang out with friends and learn about new things. And I had plans to invite people over to my house for my birthday. And the thing is, I didn't have the thought to write invitations to to invite people to my house. So I asked people if they would come. A couple of people said they were coming, and then there was a couple of people that I had to call on the phone to make sure. And a couple of people picked up. Can I do this? A couple of people picked up. And a couple of times nobody would answer. And I was really worried that nobody was going to show up at my house for my 9th birthday. So that year we actually kind of had plans to have people over the house that day. And that year my basement was decorated for my birthday party because we were going to hang out down in the basement area where there was a little bit of a rec room down there. And I got done doing home for my dental appointment. And I was okay. My face was a little numb, but I was ready for my birthday. I was really anxious about my birthday that day. And I kind of thought that I failed at getting people to come over. But later I found out people started coming over. And I was like really surprised that day. It was a fun time. And I really had a good time with my friends from Rodenhurst. You know, Rodenhurst Middle School really brings, when I talk about it, it brings back a lot of memories. Because that was one of my favorite schools. I loved Widener, but Rodenhurst Middle School will always be that first school that really, the first school became one of my all-time favorites. I enjoyed going to Rodenhurst Middle School, and this is one of my favorite memories of Rodenhurst Middle School. Is having my friends from Rodenhurst come over to my house for my 9th birthday. And that was one of my favorite memories of my childhood, was my 9th birthday. And it's good to hang on to those memories because they are important. Because you have to hold on to what you have. You never know when you may lose those memories because the older you get, the more you forget. But that's how I feel about that. So this video is about to go off in like 28 seconds. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you the rest of my vlog. Okay, I'm back. I just got done talking about my 9th birthday. As for my 10th birthday, that was a good one too. Because I remember that day I went to school that day. And I remember, I think my birthday was on a weekend that year, and I officially turned 10. The only downside that I officially turned 10. And that year, for my birthday, I got Tekken from PlayStation. I got a stuffed animal dog. I got like one of those dog stuffed animals for my birthday. And my aunt got me, I think, a pack of like Cinnabar. Well, I got one of those. I really like Cinnaburst. Fruitiverse. And I remember somebody got me like it wasn't one pack of Fruitiverse. It was like that thing where you get like 10 packs or 6 packs of it. And I really enjoyed that. So I had a really good birthday that year as well. And I almost forgot my 11th birthday was pretty cool as well. I remember turning 11 years old that year. It was my first year at Roundhouse. I remember, I remember cupcakes in the whole class that year. And I remember that year for my birthday, I got my first Gigapet for my birthday. And it was the first time I was introduced to the virtual pet craze of the 90s. Because everybody in my school, they had one. And I wanted to get one. Now, I don't know if it was an actual Gigapet, but it was one of those virtual pets. And it was a Dalmatian. It was a dog, and you had to like take care of it. And also for my birthday, I got some Toy Story toys. I got Woody and Buzz, and I also got an X-Men toy for my birthday as well, and a PlayStation game from my cousin Matt. The game was Slave Escape, and that game was pretty fun. I actually enjoyed that game. So you like destroy stuff. It's a pretty fun game. And my 11th birthday was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. Let me get into my 12th birthday. My 12th birthday, it was officially the year I turned 12 that year. I was officially a 6th grader that year, and I turned 12 years old. The day of my birthday, or later the day before my birthday, which was a Sunday, because I remember my birthday was on a Monday that year. And I really wanted to open one of my birthday gifts that year. My sister let me open one birthday gift that year. And it was a VHS of the first ever Pokemon episode. It was Pikachu, Ice and I watched it, and I really enjoyed it. The next day, it was officially my 12th birthday. I wanted to open my gifts, but I had to go to school first. Once I got home from school, I was very excited to see what I got. That year I asked for a Game Boy Color and the Pokemon Red version. I do remember getting out for one of my gifts that year, before I went to school. And it was the Pokemon Pikachu virtual pet. I kind of liked it, but could not get the hang of it. So, what I had to do, I tried to play that. I wasn't good at the Pokemon Pikachu virtual pet. Once I got home from school, I was excited, and I was hoping that I would get my Game Boy Color. A lot of people say that the Game Boy Color came out in 98.9. I say that the Game Boy Color its actual release date was in 1998. And that year I got my first. And that year, we all gathered around the kitchen table that year to wish me a happy birthday. We all started singing happy birthday, and I opened my gifts. First gift I got was from my mom and dad. I opened it up, and in that box was a Game Boy Color and my coffee. Also was another gift, and it was my first Pokemon game, and it was the Pokemon Red version. I was excited. I was happy. On my 12th birthday, was truly one of my best birthdays I ever had. But in 1999, my birthday in 1999, which was my 15th birthday, really topped my 12th birthday. Because that year, I was in 7th grade. And I remember my birthday was on a weekend. I was excited for my birthday. And we ended up having my birthday party on the weekend because a couple days later would be the exact date I would turn 13. That was the official date. I remember one weekend in particular, my dad was driving me. Me and my dad were driving up to my dad's work. He used to work at Lance Compressor Products in Newtown. It's not around anymore, unfortunately. So me and my dad, we drove up there, and I was a little suspicious that morning. But then I realized, then I really didn't know what was going on, so I didn't think much of it. But just because I was going to turn 5, and my birthday was coming up, I was still excited. So I left the house, and we got to go to my dad's work with my dad. We spent the day there. I go on the computer, we hang out, we stop off at the vending machine. And I remember I was drinking like a soda. And I remember my mom pulling my dad up on the phone on the way home. Mom called my dad and told us to pick up Lee's Hoagies. I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought me and my family were gonna just have lunch or something. So I get home. I come up the ramp. I'm in my bedroom. My mom calls me and tells me to come out in the living room because there's something she needs to show me. There was something she needed some help with. I come out in the living room, and all of a sudden, I hear my whole family and my relatives, and also my cousins, come out and say, "Surprise!" And guess what happened? Guess what happened? I was surprised that day for my 13th. That year, there was one thing that I wanted that year, and it was. There were a couple things I wanted. Some more Pokemon cards to add to my collection. The Pikachu electronic toy that talked. And also Pokemon Yellow, the Game Boy. Well, I Game Boy Color at the time. And I only had red and blue at the time. But when Pokemon, the Special Pikachu edition came out, I was excited. That year I wanted a Sega Dreamcast really bad. I went to Sam's Club, and we went to the kiosk at Sam's Club. And there they had a Sega Dreamcast. And I really wanted it. And my brother said that he was going to do something special for me that day. And that year I kind of thought I was getting a Sega Dreamcast. Fortunately, that wasn't true. And I would have to wait a little bit. But then when I saw Pokemon Yellow advertised on TV, I would say, you know what? I might not get the Dreamcast just yet. But I can probably get Pokemon Yellow, Special Pikachu Edition for the Game Boy. So that year for my birthday, I got what I wanted that year. I got the things that I asked for, that I was hoping for. Some more Pokemon cards to add to my collection, the electronic Pikachu plush toy, the tops, and also Pokemon Yellow for the Game Boy. That year I opened my gifts up. And jokingly, my Uncle Joe, he was a jokester and one of the funniest guys around. The first thing he said was, you know what, maybe you're getting liver and onions for your birthday. And I'm like, you know what, I gave him this look like, I was laughing now. I thought it was pretty funny. And I opened up the gift bags and I got Pokemon Yellow, the Special Pikachu Edition. Not only that, I got the Pokemon Talking Pikachu and the new Pokemon card theme deck that year as well. So it was a pretty good 13th birthday. I enjoyed it. I was caught off guard that day. I didn't even know that I was going to get surprised. I was suspicious because it was the weekend before my birthday, but I still had no idea what was going on that day. For my birthday, I remember eating some Lee's hoagies and eating, I think we had a birthday cake. Either ice cream cake or birthday cake that year. I think it was birthday cake. It was a really fun time for me. My 14th birthday was pretty cool too, because that year I got the wrestling video game that was one of the hottest selling wrestling video games of the year 2000. And that game was WWF No Mercy, the sequel to WrestleMania 2000. I remember that year. That year, I was so excited about my birthday that year. And I really wanted that for my birthday. And that year, I finally got it for my birthday. I remember that year like it was yesterday. I had to go to school that day. And the wait was so unbearable that way. Luckily that day, it was a fun day that day at my school, so not too bad that day. I got home that day, and my mom said she had that day, and my mom wanted to give me my birthday gift that day. And that day I got WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. A lot of people have a debate that Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 was a great game. Virtual Pro Wrestling was a good game. W Revenge was a good game. But I gotta tell you, one of my favorite wrestling games would have to be WWF No Mercy. That year, I opened up tore off the wrapping paper, and then it was a copy of WWF No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. Oh man, this game kicked ass. This game kicks ass. Not only that, I got the official strategy guide as well for my birthday. That year, I also remember getting a couple of Pokemon toys that year. I remember getting an electronic Pokedex. I forget what that was. But I gotta tell you, No Mercy, getting No Mercy. My birthday was awesome. That game was amazing. You would do so much in that game. Such a beautiful game. One of my favorite wrestling games. Now I get into my 14th birthday. And that year, my 14th birthday, I remember it what was like it was yesterday. That year, I think my birthday was on the weekend. That year, on a Saturday. I remember getting up that day, and I was just so anxious to get my birthday gift because that year, the gift that I wanted the most that year was a Game Boy Advance and a couple of Game Boy Advance games that year. I finally got up that year, and guess what? I got to open my birthday gifts. I tore up the wrapping paper, and that year I got Game Boy Advance for my birthday that year. I got a Game Boy Advance for my birthday that year. And that year was pretty sweet. I really enjoyed that year. And I opened the wrapping paper, and I got the Game Boy Advance. And I remember the games that I got for the system that year. I think I remember getting Street Fighter Tournament Revival, which was a remake of the original Street Fighter game, with some tweaks. Well, a remake of Street Fighter The New Challengers. And Street Fighter Hyper Fighting. That was a fun game. I also remember getting WrestleMania. That year, WrestleMania 18 or 17 that year. I think it was 17. And I also got Super Mario Kart as well. So that was a pretty good birthday as well. My 15th birthday was pretty cool too. That year I got the Three Doors Down album, Away from the Sun. I also got the Creed album, Weathered, and Linkin Park's The Animation, and also Yu-Gi-Oh! Stairway to the Destined Duel, which was a Yu-Gi-Oh! Game that I got. I also got a tin of full Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards from my Uncle Gary. And also, forget what else I got that year. It was a pretty good year that year. Then there was my 16th birthday. That was pretty cool too. I remember that year, one of my bus attendants that year gave me a custom-made Philadelphia Flyers hat. I still don't know where that hat is, but I remember getting it for my birthday that year. And I remember having my 16th birthday, I think it was on a Sunday, and that year, I got Super Mario and Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga from my brother for the Game Boy Advance. I also remember getting SmackDown Here Comes the Pain from my mother that year, because I really enjoyed that game. And I remember getting Papa John's Pizza for my birthday that year. That was the first time that I tried the Papa John's barbecue chicken pizza. Pretty good, I liked it. I enjoyed it. And yes, I did. I didn't get pineapples. I got it without the pineapple. And it was really good. I enjoyed it. Let me get into my 17th birthday. Just hold on a minute. My 13th birthday was in 2000. My 14th birthday was in 2001. Alright, so, my 14th birthday was in 2001. My 15th birthday was 2002. My 16th was 2003. And then I had my 17th birthday that year. Hold up a minute. Shoot. I was 12 years old in 98, 13 in 99, 14 in 2015, in 2001, 16 in 2002. 2002 was my 16th birthday. My 17th birthday was in 2003, so what I just talked about was my 17th birthday. And then we get into my 18th birthday that year. We had a little get together that year. I remember watching Ernest Saves Christmas that day on PHL 17. And I remember we were going to have a little get together for my party. I remember watching the Phantoms game that year because that was the year the NHL had a lockout. There was no hockey, but NHL hockey that year. So that year, I remember people coming over for my birthday. My cousin Matt was at my birthday party that year. My cousins Michael, Ryan, Sarah. I think Tommy won. My cousin was there too. And that year for my birthday, I got it. My cousin Matt I forget. That year I ended up getting the Dead or Alive collection for the Xbox, Rocky Legends for the Xbox, and I also remember a couple days before getting Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 and SmackDown vs. Raw. And it was a pretty good day. Pretty good birthday. Getting into my 19th birthday, which was in 2005. That year, my friend that I hung out with, my friends from the deli, came to visit me on my birthday that year. My friend Vicky and my good friend Tano, who was the manager of Tano's Deli. Firstly, Tano's Deli is no longer around anymore. And I miss it. And I remember my friend Vicky got me a Blockbuster gift card that year. The day before my birthday, I wasn't feeling good. But the day before my birthday, I remember getting SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 and Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi. So I had a lot of fun with those games. I remember my dad was having a poker game that night. I stayed up late that night. And the next day, I was feeling a little better. I was over my sickness. I remember that day I was watching the Flyers game that day. They were playing the Minnesota Wild. And they won that game. And this was a really good birthday for me. I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I was happy that my friends came to see me on my birthday that year. And then, after that, around 2006, I officially turned 20 years old. Don't really remember what I got that year, but I gotta tell you, it was a damn good birthday. Just had a great time seeing my nephews. Just having a great time that year in 2006. Let me get into the big 21 birthday party in 2007. I remember we were planning on having a party, a 21st birthday party that year. And we invited my friends from Tano's Deli. That year was epic. My cousins were there. My aunts and uncles were there. My grandma was there. My sister, Shelly, was there. My brother Chris was there. My sister-in-law was there. A couple of my friends were there. And also, my friends from Teledos. Marissa, Mario, Molly, Keith, and Tano came to my birthday party that year. And it was an epic, fun time that year. We all enjoyed ourselves. It was a great way to celebrate my 21st birthday. And then I had my 22nd birthday, and that was a pretty good day too. And then my 23rd birthday in 2009. That year, I remember we had tacos for dinner. And that year, I forget what I got that year. That was also a great birthday. And in 2011, that was a good one too. So I remember that day. My friend Jeff came over, and we were all watching a Flyers game. And I was opening my birthday gifts that year. Then after 2011, 2000, it was 2010. Then after that, we went to my next birthday, which was in 2011. And that was a pretty good day, too. Had a lot of fun that day. Flyers got a huge victory over the Pittsburgh Penguins. Guys, I'll be right back. Hold on, I got a little more time left. So you know what yeah, this is the last end of this video. I got a little bit more to say. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, my 21st birthday was in December 2007. 22nd birthday was in 2008. December 2008. December 8th, 2008. And my 23rd birthday was December 8th, 2009. And my 21st birthday was December 2010. And that was my 25th birthday in 2011. My next birthday was my 26th birthday. And I remember, like, that year only was yesterday. That year for my birthday, I ate hot wings, dumplings from the Chinese restaurant from Hunan Lok. Sadly, Hunan Lok closed down. I was eating the dumplings with the garlic sauce. And I also had the hot wings that year as well. And I remember eating them with blue cheese. That was the first time I had blue cheese on my hot wings. Shortly after that, we all gathered around. My dad brought out his guitar that year. My friend Jeff was there. My sister was out in the living room. My mom was out in the living room too. My dad had his guitar out there. My nephew Brian was playing the guitar. And I can remember saying Christmas carols. And this was a really good birthday. I got some nice gifts. But the best gift of all was being with my family and just laughing and having a good time. That was the best gift of all that year. And I remember my dad singing Christmas carols, but he was being funny. He was singing the songs in a funny way. And we were all just sitting back and laughing. And it was funny. And we all were having such a great time just laughing that day. My dad was just singing Christmas carols. He was making up his own words. And that was one of the funniest things that my dad has done. My dad's always been a funny guy. And that was a great birthday for me. My 27th birthday, that was a pretty good birthday too. My 28th was good. And my 28th was kind of hard for me because my 29th was hard for me because my dad was going through a lot that year. He was really sick that year. And it was just a hard thing for me because I didn't really feel like celebrating my birthday. My dad was sick, and when my dad was sick, I didn't really feel like celebrating that day. Fast forward to 2016, when I officially turned 31 years old, and this is where I'm going to stop the video. This will be the last birthday that I talk about. But I will be talking about last year's birthday, just for some context, just to let you all know where I am right now in my life. So that year, my 30th, I remember it was like it was yesterday. We didn't really have this, wasn't an official birthday yet. It was on a Saturday, the week before my birthday. I remember it like it was yesterday. My mom told me that this party was for my cousin Tommy, and they told me that he was going to be joining the army that year. And I was like, well, good for him. I'm glad that he's doing something good. I'm glad. Tommy's a good man. He's very ambitious. So I applaud that. He's very intelligent too. So on that day, I'm sitting around watching TV that day. I'm going on my computer, checking my Twitter. That year I remember watching an episode of Victorious on Team Nick. And I remember it was time for all of us to go. My brother was driving us there. I was with my mom and my sister in a car. We drive to this building, this hall where they're having the party at. I walk in. That day, for some reason, I decided to wear my Flyers jersey in support of my friend, in support of my cousin, Tommy. I wear my Flyers jersey. I walk in, all of a sudden, everyone starts yelling, surprise! And I'm like, in shock. I'm like, really excited about this. So I go in, I hang out with all my friends. My friends Christina and Caitlin came to the party that day. Not only that, my friends from Thomas and my aunts, uncles, and everyone was there to celebrate my 30th birthday party. I remember going up to the state DJ area and picking up the microphone and saying that it's a real honor to be celebrating my 30th birthday. I mentioned my dad with tears in my eyes because I wish he could have been there to celebrate because he was the one that made that all possible. Because the year before, when he was really sick, my dad's last wish was for me to have a 30th birthday party. And that wish came true. And I thank my dad for that. And I still wish that he could have been there, you know. I still wish he was with me that year. 2016, he passed away. I lost my father that year. And that was a really good birthday party. Everybody was there. I remember just having such a good time with everybody there. And it was a good year. It's a really good year. I don't really want to talk about my 2000th birthday in 2017. My 31st birthday wasn't really that good. I mean, I got a lot of great gifts, but I wasn't home for my birthday that year because I was in the hospital fighting for my life after a huge medical setback almost ended my life. Year after that, I got to celebrate my 32nd birthday at home in 2018. And I was really happy about that. I was really happy that I got to have a birthday party at home and not in a facility and not in a hospital. So I was very happy about that. 2019 was a good year too. Did a lot of great stuff for my birthday that year. It was a fun birthday that year. My birthday in 2020 was pretty cool too. It was my 35th birthday that year. And then in 2021, I turned 36. And I had a really good birthday that year as well. And then I turned 37 in 2022. It was a pretty good day too. And I enjoyed that. And then I ended up turning 38. Wait, hold on a second. What was it? My 31st birthday. 2017, 37th birthday. 2018, 33rd birthday. 2019. 34th birthday. 2020, 35th birthday. 2021. 36th birthday. 2022. 37th birthday. 2023. And I remember my 38th birthday, which was last year. And that was a good time. My cousins were here, and we all just had a great time that year. And it was good to hang out with everybody. And it was a pretty damn good year. And that was my last 38 years of birthdays. This year I'm officially turning 39 years old. And it's truly an honor to turn another year older because I don't look at it as me getting old. I look at it as a new chapter in my life. A semi new chapter in my life. Because next year I'll officially be 30 years old. Guys, thank you for joining me for this vlog. I know it was a long one, but I had a lot to talk about. And it's good to remember your childhood and your childhood birthdays. Guys, thank you for joining me. Have a great day, and I can't wait to turn another year older next Monday. Next Monday, 2025. Another chapter, not a new chapter, but a semi-new chapter in my life.